prophet Ezekiel wrote that one day God would raise up the temple and give his people new hearts. Isaiah reminded them that God's forever king would come from the family of David. The prophet Jeremiah was hopeful too. He said that Israel would return home again in 70 years. 70 years passed, and the prophet Daniel prayed to God. He asked God to remember his promise, and God heard Daniel's prayer. Finally, God's people went home to Jerusalem. They returned to the land, but they had lots of work to do. Jerusalem and the temple were ruined. Can you see all the people rebuilding the city walls, building things for the temple, sewing the curtains? They worked very, very hard. And when the foundation was finished, the people celebrated. All the people shouted loud praises to God. They were happy. With trumpets and cymbals, they sang to God. For he is good, and his steadfast love endures forever. But many of the older men cried. Can you guess why? Why would they cry? They cried because they remembered Solomon's beautiful temple, and they knew that Israel could never completely rebuild God's place. It wasn't going to be the same. It wouldn't be as beautiful and wonderful as what they had before. They cried because they still longed for God's forever king to come. They're back in the land, but the king has not come yet. They do not have the king that they are waiting for. But God will keep his promise, won't he? The New Testament. Our next part, part 12, is going to start the New Testament part of the Bible. The Bible has 66 different books in it, and the first part is called the Old Testament, and we did stories from the Old Testament so far, and now the next half of the stories we're doing will be from the New Testament, and we are going to find out who God's forever king is when we read the stories in the New Testament. So I can't wait to tell you those stories next week, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.